These rare twins were born 7 weeks early, but the real miracle? When doctors saw there. The big moment has arrived. After nearly 2 months in a hospital bed, Sarah Thistlethwaite is finally ready to welcome her twin babies into the world. As she delivers the 2 girls without incident, she breathes a sigh of relief. But when nurses hold newborns Jenna and Jillian up for their parents to see, something incredible happens that sends a shockwave around the room. The twins belong to Sarah and her husband Bill, who are from Orrville, Ohio, and had always wanted 3 children. When their son Jackson was born in January 2013, they were on their way to making their dream come true. Also, if you have not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these real-life stories every day. Now, back to the story. The following October, Sarah fell pregnant again, but at 19 weeks, Sarah's ultrasound revealed something really exciting. She was expecting twins. The text said, "There's 2. The mom told the Akron Children's Hospital website, "My husband said, 2 what?" Surprise quickly gave way to excitement, however. Upon learning that the twins were girls Sarah and Bill decided on the names Jenna and Jillian. Their family unit would soon be complete. But their excitement was tinged with concern. Doctors told them that Jenna and Jillian were monoamniotic or monochorionic or mono twins, which occur in just 1% of twin pregnancies. This meant that the girls shared the same amniotic sac in the womb. While they had their own umbilical cords, the unborn twins also shared the placenta. Mono twins, which account for just 1 in every 35,000 to 60,000 pregnancies, are unfortunately more likely to suffer complications. With more than 1 umbilical cord, there's the risk of entanglement. And if one gets obstructed, then one of the twins won't receive the nutrients they need. When one twin receives fewer nutrients than the other, they're said to suffer from twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome. Unfortunately, this can be fatal. Complications like this used to mean that just over half of mono twins survived pregnancy. But in 2009, it was shown that if the twins are monitored especially closely, their chance of survival is as high as 95%. Such monitoring required Sarah to check into the Akron General Medical Center for almost 2 months of bed rest. Doctors gave her the option to give birth somewhere between 32 and 34 weeks. On March 14, 2014, Sarah took up permanent residence on the labor and delivery floor. For 20 hours every day, she was hooked up to monitors that tracked Jenna and Jillian's development. It was a trying time for the Thistlethwaites. Sarah was forced to take early leave from her job as a middle school math teacher, while Bill was tasked with caring for Jackson and journeying between home and the hospital day in, day out. Sarah, aside from 1 brief trip home for Easter, remained in hospital for almost 2 months. She used the time to teach herself knitting and to make friends with the other moms in her unit. Because of the risks associated with giving birth to mono twins, the Thistlethwaites and their specialist Dr. Melissa Mancuso had some difficult decisions to make. Scheduling a cesarean section too soon would bring all of the dangers of premature birth. Scheduling too late would put the twins at increased risk of entangling their cords. Eventually, the procedure was scheduled for May 9th, that year's Mother's Day. By that time, Sarah was at the 33 weeks stage. As it happened, she gave birth to 2 healthy baby girls, with Jenna and Jillian born within 45 seconds of each other. The medical professionals' first priority was to ensure that mom and twins were doing okay. When they were satisfied, they held up Jenna and Jillian up for their mom and dad. And that's when the tiny baby girls started holding on to each other's hands.
Everything was just so wonderful. The girls, they came out and then they were holding hands, which was crazy.
And then when they just held them up and I just saw their hands together, it was, it's undescribable, really.
I heard Dr. Wolf say, "Oh my gosh, they're holding hands." And then they held them up to me. I couldn't believe they were holding hands. That was amazing. It was beautiful, Sarah said. Their hand-holding wasn't just cute, but a really special event. Plenty of people agreed. It wasn't long before a photo of the hand-in-hand twins went viral. Like most twins, the 2 girls are practically identical.
I had a lot of anxiety at the beginning, especially when I first found out that they were mono twins, just whether or not they were even going to survive.
Their parents usually tell them apart by one tiny detail, a small blue vein that runs across Jillian's nose. However, their older brother Jackson is the one who can tell who is who the best, and his reasoning is precious. Jackson's reason for being good at identifying his little sisters is he knows them best. His brotherly love sure is something to smile about, but it's the twins' special bond that leaves everyone in awe, as it seems to even have healing powers.
He loves the girls. He still tries to play with them as though they're the same size he is. Doesn't really know his own strength, but he does really well with them. Loves to give them kisses, and if they are crying or whatever, he's over there patting them on the back. And
the two have maintained their close bond since birth, and now they refuse to do anything alone.
thinking about how much of a handful and stuff they would be, but now I can't picture not coming home to them every day and seeing them smile and come at you every time you walk in the door. So I mean,
if one goes into a room without the other, there will be plenty of tears until they are reunited once again. They demand to do everything together, which definitely keeps their parents on their toes.
Girls are hitting all of their major milestones. They're both crawling everywhere, and they're both starting to try to walk on their own. They haven't taken any first steps yet, but they're getting there.
Having spent so much time in such close proximity, Jenna and Jillian instinctively reached out for each other when hurled into this strange new world. Even now, 2 years down the line, the twins remain as close to each other as ever. When one cries, the other one cries, Sarah told the news broadcaster. Wherever one travels to, the other one usually travels too. So I think they're still really close. And they still grab onto each other, the mom added, especially when they're eating.
When one cries, the other one cries. And then wherever one travels to, the other one usually travels to. So they definitely, I think they're still really close. They still, like, if we set them beside each other when they're eating, they like to grab onto each other, or they're going to grab each other's food. I mean, they always play together.
As they got older, their intertwined lifestyle made it even harder to keep them separate.
keep Jenna in white socks and Jillian in pink socks. You just don't know the difference. I put them to bed many a time with thinking I had them in the right cribs, because we have their names above the cribs, and wake up in the morning and you get them downstairs and you're like, wait a second.
This inexplicable bond is something that doctors all over the world are interested in, because evidence has shown that in crisis situations, their physical presence can actually heal. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with someone who may find it interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.